you guys this brain dead?
Oh, this is a complete violation of HOA. Look at this fool. Unbelievable. He's got to have every Trump sign. This guy is definitely, we're calling the cops on him. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. This is totally against HOA. Unbelievable.
Ohio. You may have heard of Springfield, Ohio this week. In fact, if you watched the debate, we were discussed by our presidential candidates, including a very special, interesting man named Donald J. Trump. Now, Springfield has had a large influx of Haitian immigrants who have come to our city.
Yes, Trump is making waves on social media, and a lot of Libras are not happy about it. This meme of these people eating pet is causing these people sleepless night. John Legend came out and said some ridiculous thing. He is receiving massive backlash on social media like never before. It is important I show you what he said after Actor John Legend tells the people of Springfield, Ohio to love their hated neighbor because it is the Christian thing to do. The actor with a network of 100 million has come out in defense of Haitian moving to his hometown. Yes, before we go into this clip, this lady is on fire.
The amount of people believing the media and the fact checkers without actually taking 5 minutes to look it up themselves and finding very quickly that facts and information are free is actually mind-blowing to me. How are we in 2024, as they like to say for a lot of their arguments, and you are not able to use logic, reason, and facts instead of influence, propaganda, and feelings to make your life choices? Everything the left stands for, everything Kamala Harris stands for, is contradictory to itself. Your daughter's future safety by not letting in third world criminals over the border by the thousands is a lot more important than which state she can choose to kill her baby in someday. If you don't understand the fundamental governmental democratic republic concept of putting the voice of women back in the hands of each state instead of the federal government being able to tell women what they can do, if you don't understand how that works and you're still believing that Trump is making a federal abortion ban, you are so far gone, girlfriend. You need to get it together. Putting the power back into the states regarding abortion, instead of allowing one administration or the federal government at all to be able to affect the abortion rights of women, is all Trump did. It's all he wanted to do. Okay? So educate yourself. If you live in a state and you don't like the rules, get involved and use your voice. All it did was put the voice back to you where you live instead of allowing the federal government to tell you what you can and can't do. So just because this federal government tells you what you want to hear, okay, doesn't mean that a federal regulation on abortion makes sense. God forbid the day comes that the person running the country isn't going to tell you what.
Yes, before going into John Legend's video, this lady actually outlined some things we saw during that debate. It came out, even these fact checkers tried to lie concerning Trump's takes on abortion, and the lie Kamala put out, oh, Trump want to ban abortion nationwide, or when I go there, I will bring back you. Trump made it clear you cannot do that. With Congress, you need to have a certain number of votes. It is impossible. She just did that to just make people think that it is possible. Looking at this lady, she knows exactly what is going on. Like I usually say, do your research. Doing research will help a lot of people to realize the manipulation going on with these people. If I say, oh, a state should decide, not the federal government putting laws on you, it is normal to understand. So I don't get the reason why there is this massive backlash. It's insane.
How are you guys this brain dead? This, ladies, is the reason why it took so long to get us the right to vote, because you guys use emotions instead of facts. Look the shit up. And if you think for 1 second that having open borders instead of legal immigration is the answer, you need to take your bleeding heart and start using your brain, because we are not saying we don't want immigrants. We are not saying we are not open to other cultures and other types of people. But baby girl, not doing background checks and allowing dangerous criminals to come into this country and make it so you feel even less safe than you do now to walk down the street with your kids is not the answer. No one makes life choices based on emotions and calls it a good idea. The same thing goes for our country's leadership. Start prioritizing issues, because no matter what color you are, no matter who you decide to fall in love with and marry, no matter what you feel about motherhood, none of us can even exercise those rights and conversations if nobody's safe enough and the country's not affordable enough to live in at all for any of us. If you are voting for someone based on their color and gender instead of policy, you are the problem. It doesn't matter what that gender and color is, okay? Start using your brain and stop using your emotions, because it's gotten you probably nowhere. God, why are these conversations even having to be had? Y'all wonder why we didn't have the right to vote for the longest time. Stop disappointing those of us who have made it this far, okay?
I must confess, this is beautiful. She has put out about 4 points that I see to be important. People vote with emotions, and Kamala is taking up people who are weak. She is using that to capture people who have weak minds, who don't reason, who vote with emotions. Don't do that. People don't say, oh, Trump don't want immigrants. That's ridiculous. Follow the right procedures. There should be background checks. Check. Yeah, to know who is entering. That is what they are talking about. I don't get the point why people don't understand this till date. It is insane to sing this like a song. She has said so many things on this video. Yesterday, I decided to put out just a tips of what she said. I didn't want to go deep into all the video because it was too long. Reason I decided to put this out. Now going back to John Legend, that guy is totally insane. He is not even living in this place, but he's encouraging what is happening. This issue of illegal immigration in Ohio is something not to even talk about today.
And here we are. We had about 15,000 or so immigrants move to my town of 60,000. Now, you might say, wow, that's a lot of people for a town that only had 60,000 before. That's a 25% increase. Reasons why there might be growing pains, making sure there are enough services to accommodate the new larger population that might need bilingual service providers, et cetera, et cetera. So there are plenty of reasons why this might be a challenge for my hometown. But the bottom line is these people came to Springfield because there were jobs for them and they were willing to work. And they wanted to live the American dream, just like your German.
The same word Kamala was using, our country deserves better, and
who are diehard Trump supporters. I have family who are diehard Harris supporters, and I have friends on both of those. And this is why I say, like, we shouldn't demean Trump supporters. We shouldn't call them names.
Trump has come in the spin room, just so you know. That has happened.
Newly reported by NBC News, Vice President Kamala Harris has spoken recently and repeatedly with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
It will not do in 4 years. It is insane to think that.
You really want Trump to lose this election, right? No, you don't? No. Really?
So that debate was a bunch of BS.
Well, my friends, Kamala Harris deserves an Academy Award for gaslighting, deflecting.
Bruh. Did you watch the debate? Of course you did. Did Kamala Harris move the needle? Of course she didn't.
We still have to have a controlled border, a secure border. And the fact that this is a fan-voted award and you voted for this, I appreciate it so much. And if you are over 18, please register to vote for something else that's very important coming up.
Look at this. She's only up by 15 points.
Caught Taylor Swift, as though I have that power. I'm allowed to criticize Taylor Swift.
Disconnected from the interests